What is going on, everyone? We have been hearing nothing but great things about our rookie franchise quarterback, CJ Stroud. And I have an article here from Aaron Wilson, who does a great job covering the Houston Texans. We hear from defensive coordinator Matt Burke, quarterback coach Gerard Johnson, head coach DeMeco Ryans, and they all highlight the same thing, how impressive CJ Stroud has been. He has been a student of the game ever since he's been drafted, and his leadership is already showing. And this just gets me more excited for CJ, man. I am hyped for week one. I am hyped for this Houston Texans season. We are going to get into this article. But before we do, welcome everyone to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I am your host, Ruben Calvillo. I drop daily Houston Texans content. Follow me on Twitter at 713HSP. On Instagram, it is 713 Houston Sports. Once again, shout out to Aaron Wilson for this great article. And he says, a major reason why Stroud is advancing rapidly as he tries to prove he can handle being the Texas QB1 heading into the season opener against the Baltimore Ravens, his intellectual curiosity. Not only has Stroud approached defensive coordinator Matt Burke to gain knowledge about coverage schemes that initially threw him off his game, he has done so with the Texans defensive backs, including standout safety Jalen Peachy. We've heard he's also done it with Jimmy Ward. To hear this, and it is only OTAs, voluntary at that, it is the little things that CJ Stroud is doing to get him ready for week one. We have been hearing that he has just been, trying to soak up as much information as he can. It is impressing everyone. People who were kind of worried about CJ Stroud's love for the game, we are seeing it right here and there. This guy is getting ready for Baltimore. I have a quote here from our quarterback coach Gerard Johnson. I met CJ Stroud at a young age, and to go through the draft process and see him now as an adult, a mature kid who's been through a lot on and off the field, and see the man he's become, it's great to have that reference point, Johnson said. I'm excited for his future. We just want him to be comfortable and confident in what we're asking him to do. We just want him to be the best version of it. Johnson is such an underrated hire for the Houston Texans. He has kind of seen CJ Stroud grow up, right? The paragraph above the quote that I just read you, Texans quarterback Gerard Johnson has known Stroud since he was competing in Elite 11 at the age of 17. Watching his progression from a California high school standout to winning the Ohio State quarterback job over blue chip recruits, including Texans Longhorn starter Quinn Ewers, becoming a two-time Heisman Trophy finalist, and now as a precocious rookie and second overall pick of the draft, Gerard Johnson in that Elite 11 season where CJ Stroud was participating, y'all go back and watch that. He was one of the last players invited to it. However, put on an absolute show, won the MVP, won the championship at the end of the season, and Gerard Johnson was there the whole time watching. Little did he know that years in the future, this will be his QB, and he will be a part of the Houston Texans. I love this, man. I love it so far. And now we hear from defensive coordinator Matt Burke. During the practice session, Stroud was somewhat befuddled in a 2-minute drill towards the end of practice and threw a pass into coverage as he encountered an unfamiliar defensive scheme. This is where we hear from Burke. It was the first day we put the coverage in and he threw in and kind of probably was a throw he probably wanted back, Burke said. The first thing he did when I was walking off the field was he grabbed me, said literally Coach Burke, and he spent about 10 minutes walking in off the field asking me about the coverage and just sort of what he saw and how we kind of set it up and talked through that. So I think just again, his deliberateness and intent to try to get better, and like he's literally grabbing everybody he can on the field. He's been sort of intentional about learning and just learning defense too. Like, what did you call here? What was the coverage? Or what did you do here? I respect that from him. CJ Stroud, you are winning the city of Houston over by doing things like this. We talked about that throw that he maybe wanted back. Aaron Wilson has said Stroud hasn't thrown an interception during any of the Texans practices open to reporters. At some point, he'll make some mistakes. It's how he'll handle those kinds of miscues that will be defining moments on whether the Texans entrust him as a first-year starter. How is CJ Stroud going to go through adversity? Then we hear from our head coach, DeMeco Ryans. CJ, he's progressing well, Texans coach DeMeco Ryans said. Each day he continues to get better and more comfortable with the verbiage of the offense. His command of the huddle, I thought this week, has been really good. Coming off the long weekend, it was very eye-opening how on it he was. He did an awesome job at our situation period. He's definitely progression in the right direction. The sky's the limit for him. Nothing but great things about our rookie quarterback, CJ Stroud. Hasn't even thrown an interception where it's open to reporters. I'm getting excited for this season. There's always that team that goes from worst to first. Is this the Houston Texans moment to just jump everyone and become a staple point in the NFL? Is DeAndre Hopkins going to be a Houston Texans tomorrow? We don't know. However, let me know what you think about our franchise rookie quarterback balling out so far, and it's not even mandatory or training camp yet. As always, go Texans. You guys have a very blessed day.